Hello again, chaps and chapettes. How are we all doing? It's lovely to see you all again, as always. What I'm going to talk to you about today, guys, could very well split the room. I think a lot of you out there will have many different opinions as to how this should be played out, or if it should be played out even at all. And that subject is assisted dying. Now, Keir Starmer's recently come out advocating for this to be implemented, along with Esther Ranson, who's also been diagnosed with a terminal cancer. I think it's lung cancer. I could be wrong on that, I'm not too sure. There's one or two reasons really when I want to talk about this, guys. The first being, I feel I've got quite a personal connection to this subject, to be honest. The second one is this is the first time, ever, very rare, that I've actually agreed with something Keir Starmer's said. He's got my full backing and support on this, to be honest. So, first and foremost, let me explain to you how I feel I've got a personal connection to this issue. I lost my nana about 3-4 years ago now, I think it was. She was diagnosed with a type of cancer called mesothelioma. Now, that's a type of cancer you get when you've been exposed to asbestos fibres. She used to work in a very old building looking after old people where I used to live, basically a massive old folks home, and they were doing renovations working there while she was working, and obviously with it being an old building there was a lot of asbestos in there, and yeah, put two and two together you get four. Now, mesothelioma in itself is a very aggressive type of cancer, very, very quick. I think memory serves right, she was diagnosed in mid-2018, and by mid-2019, towards the end of 2019, yeah, she wasn't with us anymore, so it was a very, very quick process. Now, during this time, she had a feeling of strangulation from an inside, couldn't breathe hardly at all, every single day, in constant pain. She couldn't go to the toilet herself, she couldn't eat or feed herself or drink herself, barely move out of bed. My auntie, her daughter, with a registered nurse, looked after her 24/7, and she found herself begging and pleading for me auntie just to let her die because she couldn't take it. She was already an old lady. I think she was about 86 at this time. That's a lot of stress for an old woman to have, let alone someone of mine or your age, for example. And I personally think that option should have been open to her. All her dignity was gone, not being able to go to the toilet, etc., or clean herself, all that sort of stuff. I won't go into detail there. And she wanted to die. I don't understand why that option couldn't have been open to her. She still had all the scruples, she was still all there upstairs, no Joe Biden syndrome whatsoever. I don't understand why a team of doctors, nurses, possibly psychologists couldn't sign off on this. If you're suffering every single day through pain, debilitating injuries or something like that, and you want to die because your quality of life is no longer worth living, I think you should have that option. Now, I'm not saying to dish this out to any Tom, Dick or Harry, because you get people abusing it. You'll get certain family members looking to kill off a family member just to get some inheritance or something, or maybe some property or some land. No, this has got to be very heavily regulated. Like I say, it's got to be signed off by 3 to 4 doctors, maybe 2 nurses, and a psychiatric evaluation to make sure that all the person's scruples are there and they're well within their own frame of mind to make this decision. Otherwise, like I say, it shall be abused and it will be open to abuse. It's got to be very stringent, strict rules surrounding all this if it is ever to be implemented. Because once again, I don't think someone suffering should go on living if they don't want to carry on living. It's as simple as that. If I was going through it, if I had some sort of debilitating illness and I didn't want to live anymore, I'd want to be given that right to end my life, because it'd be my decision. This is bullshit. I can't go on living like this. I want to die. If there's no cure and there's no way around it, that's the end of it. Now, I know there's a lot of what you call pro-lifers knocking about who say it's a mortal sin, like hardened Christians, for example. Well, I say to those people, isn't letting someone go on living, suffering badly every single day of their life, isn't that also a sin? But on the flip side, I can quite understand where they come from on things like abortions. People having abortions at like 26 weeks. I've heard of nurses online, on podcasts, even Nadine Dorris, when she was a nurse in her youth, said she aborted a baby at 26 weeks and it was still moving, breathing, blinking, and it's just left there to die that is a mortal sin, if anything is. Now, I know there's certain exceptions. I'm going off on a tangent here, guys. I do apologise. I know there's certain times that an abortion should be considered. Maybe if you were the victim of a rape and you got pregnant through that, you're not wanting to have a baby there, are you? Or if the baby's going to have like severe mental disabilities where they can't move or can't think for themselves. That's no quality of life. I can quite understand them sort of circumstances, but still never at 26 weeks. That is inhumane. You're basically killing a baby. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent here, guys. So yeah, in conclusion, I'm not looking for us to turn into a Canada sort of regime, what they have over there, where you can kill yourself just for being poor, for example, or being a little bit depressed, or if you've got bulimia or anxiety or something like that. I mean, wasn't there a story that came out of Canada at some point where this woman wanted a stair lift put into her house, and someone actually said, have you considered assisted dying? She only struggled to get on the bloody stairs. No, I'm not looking for that whatsoever. All I'm looking for is someone who is suffering internally, the whole shebang, full of pain every single day, to have the option to be able to end their life as long as they have all their mental faculties. That's all I'm saying. Not a Canada regime. That's nothing short of murderous, if you ask me. People dying because they're a bit low and a bit depressed. No, that's not the case. So yeah, anyway, I'm sorry to ramble on, guys. I've been going on quite a while here. So yeah, that's my video. Please do give me your comments. I'm expecting quite a few fiery ones, maybe, if people enough people watch this. But yeah, I just thought I'd have a quick chat with you about it and give you my story on the subject. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.